Welcome to the Wellness Abundance Podcast. I'm Melissa King, your podcast host, board-certified health and wellness coach, certified personal trainer, and founder of Wellness Abundance Coaching. I created this podcast to help women like you learn more about your body so you can age gracefully and navigate the different seasons of your life effortlessly. If you're a woman searching for answers to unexpected weight gain, intense PMS, chronic fatigue, fertility challenges, PCOS, brain fog, and more, this podcast is for you. We'll do a deep dive into all areas of women's health and connect with experts so you can get clarity on what's happening within your body. This will empower you to take control of your mindset on the natural aging process and create flexible lifestyle habits that work for you at any age. Now, grab your favorite glass of wine, cup of coffee, or mocktail, and enjoy the episode. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Wellness Abundance Podcast. Okay, so I have a quick question for you. If you've ever tried to lose weight, been on any sort of weight loss journey, would you consider yourself a perfectionist? Think about it for a sec. Okay, so if your answer is yes, keep listening. This episode is definitely for you. If your answer is no, keep listening. This episode is definitely for you. Okay, now I did not repeat that sentence inadvertently, so there is a reason. So just stay with me and I'll explain a little later on as to why this episode is important for every woman, any woman who's been on a weight loss journey to listen to, that's had your ups and downs, so many ups and downs that you stopped counting because you ran out of toes and fingers. You need to listen to this right now. Okay, so when you think of perfectionism, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Maybe type A personality, right? That's something that popped into my head. An extremely successful person. I'm talking like multi-millionaire status, okay? Needing everything to be in place before you start. Going all in. I'll talk about how to reframe this going all in, how to redefine it a little bit later on. So, obsessive compulsive person, like OCD, someone with OCD, that is a perfectionist. Never satisfied and always critical. Okay, if you can relate to any of these things I just listed, keep listening. And also just keep listening because you could learn something about yourself during this episode. Okay, so these were the first things that came to mind when I was writing this and thought of perfectionism. Like, what do I think of when I think of perfectionism? So Merriam-Webster defines perfectionism as, I'm going to read this, quote, a disposition to regard anything short of perfection as unacceptable. Okay, so you'll understand a little bit more later on in this episode why maybe you can be a little bit of a perfectionist, okay? So why am I talking about perfectionism as a health and fitness coach for women? So there is a direct link between perfectionism and a woman's ability to lose weight, okay? There is a direct connection, and I'll explain why. So this is the number one reason, the number one hurdle that gets in the way of my clients creating sustainable, healthy lifestyle habits that work specifically for them, okay? So this is a pattern I've observed over the years with my clients who don't experience the weight loss results they expect, okay? There's some keywords here that I'll dive into. So I'll share this pattern with you and what links perfectionism to weight loss. Okay, so we're going to connect these two. Okay, so let's do a deep dive into this and see what kind of hidden gems we could find in this connection. Okay, so the link I'm talking about is what I like to call the all or nothing connection. Now, simply put, the mindset here is that you have to do everything right all the time or you'll never lose weight. And I get this mindset because I used to have it. If something didn't work, didn't go my way, I would give up way too easily. Like, I'm telling you, like way too easily, and just think that what I was doing, it just didn't work. So I'm done, So now I want to get into some specific examples. I'll share 3 of them and I'll go into them a little bit more in detail. So the first one is too invested in the scale. So this is a big one because we've been brainwashed as women to think that the number on the scale defines our health and value as a woman, when the reality is it's actually just a number. And this is exactly how I think of it right now. It's just a number. Because here's the thing about the scale. It's not an accurate measurement of not only your weight, but your health. So there's different variables that go into the number on the scale. So it doesn't always reflect like any water weight you're holding on to, depending on what you ate for your previous meal. So if you eat a high salt, a meal with a lot of sodium in it, then you could feel bloated. That means you're holding on to some extra water weight, which of course increases the number on the scale. And then we also have to take into account how much lean muscle mass you have. If you've been doing more strength training sessions, you have more lean muscle mass. And as I've mentioned in a previous article about why you should ditch your scale, lean muscle mass is more dense than fat. So I will, if you want to go ahead and revisit that podcast episode or blog post on the website, you're more than welcome to. I'll put the links down below in the show notes. So, okay, so when you see the number on the scale stay the same, or maybe it goes up, it does do that at times. So what's your first thought? A few things I hear from clients is that they think they're not doing enough, or what they're doing isn't working. Okay, so whether or not one or both of these is true is not the most important thing to consider, okay? So when this happens, the most effective first step in evaluating the situation is deciding whether or not you've set up realistic expectations for yourself. So this is the next part of the all or nothing connection. Okay, sets unrealistic expectations. This is very common, especially when I first start working with a client. And I'm just gonna throw this in there. So I have had a handful of clients, not very many, come to me, for help with weight loss, improving their health, anything. And they will be all totally upfront with me and say, I'm an all or nothing gal. So I go all in, and when that doesn't work, I give up. And they're totally upfront with me from the beginning. So these women, I'm like, great, I got this. We can work together to kind of flip the script on this. Most women do not realize they're all or nothing, okay? And that's okay. That's totally okay. So I digress. I just wanted to throw that out there. If you know you are an all or nothing woman, I applaud you. Acknowledge that you are very aware of who you are as a woman, and work with that and go with it, okay? See it as an advantage. So your body has a survival mechanism built into it to make sure you stay alive and kicking. So I've said this several times before. You'll hear me say it over and over again, but your body knows exactly what it needs to do to keep you healthy. And this may include keeping some extra weight on you, okay? So if you've still got your period, your body is basically always on standby, ready for the possibility of growing a tiny little human at any moment. So it's like your body's built-in safety net, making sure that you don't get too skinny, because if you're not careful, your fertility could take a hit, which is what we don't want. Even, women like me, I just recently turned 44 and I am not looking to have a baby right now. However, I want to make sure I am fertile because that is a sign of health. So just know your body's got your back, even if you're not planning to have a baby, just like I said. So this is just one of the amazing things our bodies do that we should absolutely celebrate. You should be super grateful for your body every single day, that it is doing what it needs to do to keep you healthy. So another thing women don't take into account is hormone fluctuations. So your hormones fluctuate throughout the month, which is actually what they're supposed to do. Your body builds up and it breaks down, throughout specific systems, and your hormones go up and down to help so it's not stagnant. So it can do things like build up, break down. So there's a rhyme and a reason behind what your body does with these hormone fluctuations. So this means that your body responds to food, exercise, sleep a little bit differently depending on what your hormone levels are like. So if you're perimenopausal, your hormones might be fluctuating in a different way than before, in ways that you really can't predict, and it can be a little frustrating. So this is why it's important to really have a really good idea, get to know your body, especially if you're in your 40s, in your early 40s. It's a great time to really start recognizing the changes that are happening. And I know this because I feel it. I'm going through it right now. And really, when I started to really, pay more attention to my body and what it was doing, it made it a little bit easier to navigate. So when you don't see the number on the scale go down, or it's not going down fast enough, it can be super easy to give up, right? Would you agree? Yes. Okay. So this just so happens to be the third link in the all or nothing connection. Giving up too easily. All right. So in the moment, sometimes throwing in the towel and giving up seems like the easiest option, which it might be, unless you're willing to keep moving forward. And this is where I talked about going all in. Like, you could still go all in and not be a perfectionist. When you go all in, this is a great opportunity to, when you have these little hiccups, not to give up and to keep moving forward. So really reframing your mindset, going all in, is now you're going to overcome any hurdle. If you can't overcome that hurdle, you're going to switch directions. Okay. This is basically what my health coaching conversations are like with my clients, even my fitness coaching sessions. Like, sometimes we need to just pivot a little bit. So the challenge here is that in today's society, we're given instant access to so many things that we've almost forgotten what it's like to have to wait for something. Okay. We no longer have to wait to get photos developed. We take pictures on our phones and can view them pretty much immediately, right? So there's no need to drive around town searching for a 24-hour photo to drop your film off. The good old days when you got photos back and they didn't turn out the way you envisioned it. Yes, let's reminisce for a sec. Okay, all right. Back to it. Okay, so when I was growing up, if I missed an episode on Friends, I had to wait for the rerun. Okay, back then, TBS wasn't a constant stream of network TV show reruns, okay, like it is today. So sometimes I would have to wait weeks or even months to catch the episode I missed. So if I knew I wasn't going to be home, I could have put a VHS in the VCR, which is, for the young folks out there, the 80s and 90s version of TiVo or DVR. I don't even think TiVo's a thing, but DVR. and it would record the episode. So the problem was, I didn't really know how to program the VCR to record a show. So there really was no guarantee that it actually would get recorded. So my success level with this was actually pretty low. And these days, if a new episode of a show, the day it's released on streaming, if we miss it, it will be patiently waiting for us to watch it at our convenience. No patience needed on our end. Okay, so my point in sharing with all this nostalgia and reminiscing back to my childhood is that we have forgotten today how to develop patience in a way. So the thing is, your body doesn't burn fat on command, no matter how many whole food meals you eat, how many strength training sessions you do, or how many hours of sleep you get, okay? It's all about patience and trust. Trusting in the good habits you've got in place and getting back on track when needed will keep the momentum going, even if it feels like nothing's happening. Perfection is totally overrated, right? Would you agree? I think we could all agree that perfectionism is totally overrated, okay? So no one's got it all figured out, okay? But consistency, yes, that's the magic sauce to help keep you moving forward, even when it feels like you're stuck in neutral. We've all been there before. And this is where really working with a health and fitness professional to help basically coach you through these times when you're neutral and it's uncomfortable for you. That's my job as your health and fitness coach, is to help guide you through these periods that are uncomfortable for you to help you get comfortable with them. So just to kind of wrap things up, if you feel like you've experienced any or all of the above, you may have fallen into the all or nothing trap and just didn't know it, which is totally okay. So this is great news though. Now that you know and you're aware of it, you can let go of the all or nothing mindset. Just let it go. Let it go. Channel your inner Frozen and let it go. Okay? So you can go about your weight loss journey with confidence, knowing you have the patience, willpower, and motivation to achieve your realistic weight loss goals. All right. So before I sign off today, I just want to share that our 6-week Healthy Habit Reset group coaching program is now open for enrollment. I'm so excited about this. This is one of my favorite things to do. So what this is, I'll just give you the quick Reader's Digest version of the program. So it's a group program, semi-private coaching session. So you and other women will be involved. You'll have access to the My Coach app with all the videos. So basically with all the videos, and we'll get together, once a week on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for an hour or so virtually. And we'll just chat, you'll have an opportunity to be coached by me. And, I'm really excited about it because you basically get all the benefits of my one-on-one coach guided program in a group session. So with the group session, you get to, number one, learn from others. And number two, it's a lower financial investment, okay? So, and this is great. It's exciting. You're going to have action items every day. You can do them or not do them. The choice is yours. And I love this. I love the group session because we could all use that kind of support. So if you want to learn more about it, you're welcome to book a call with me. Just go to my website, melissaking.net. In the upper right-hand corner, click on book a call and go ahead and do that. If you're ready to enroll, you want to learn more, go to my website, the tab up at the top, work with me, go to 6-week Healthy Habit Reset. All the details will be there, but I'm always available to chat. You can also email me, melissa@wellnessabundancecoaching.com. Okay, thanks so much, and I'll see you later. The Wellness Abundance podcast is sponsored by Wellness Abundance Coaching. At Wellness Abundance Coaching, we help women create flexible nutrition and fitness plans that fit into their life to help them lose weight effortlessly and navigate the different hormonal seasons of their life with clarity, empowerment, and flexibility. We offer one-on-one and group health and fitness coaching. To learn more about how we can help you navigate the different seasons of your life and become the healthiest version of yourself, schedule a time to chat with us by visiting melissaking.net.